up, people? Welcome to the Health is Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Jason Shibley, and this is the show we talk about the relationship between your health, your wealth, and we're not just talking about the push-ups and dollar bills.
We are not.
My boy Bobby Jackson is here with us today.
What's up, everybody? Bobby Jackson from Custom Fitness.
And today we are wondering what the hell is up with the expensive healthy eating. Is that true thing?
That's right. That is what we keep hearing, is that it's so hard to eat healthy because it's so expensive.
It's not.
It's so much cheaper to just get the little easy, quick, convenient garbage items of food, and I just can't budget for good, clean, healthy foods that are actually going to make me look and feel the way I want to do it. So
yeah.
we are here to debunk that here.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more complex and straightforward. Of course, we always get that example of when I go to a fast food restaurant, okay, the price tag on that little garbage hamburger
99 cents.
Is 99 cents, $1, whatever it is, but a salad at that same garbage little dirty fast food restaurant
$2.99
is like whatever, $7 maybe. I don't know. I don't care what it is, but it's multiple times what it costs to get that little hamburger. Now, why are we using that as the frame of reference? Number one, because that burger isn't real food anyway. Every once in a while, I'll admit, I like to go get that nice, greasy, dirty burger, but I'm not buying it for the way it's going to make me feel. It's because it tastes good. That's it. It's not going to make me feel good about myself. It's not going to make my body look or feel any better. It's just the taste thing. It's like the random dessert item every month or two. Now, with that being said, it's okay, let's get out of the, okay, we have to compare it to the cheapest of any terrible food ever. Let's try taking it to the grocery store. All right, so let's actually start preparing our own foods. That might be the first little brick in the wall to actually getting towards that better diet. Would you agree?
I think it's I think it has a lot to do with people's decision making on with the money they have. And their choices of habits and laziness or choice to start cooking their own meals. So convenience is a big thing. We live in an amazing world now where we can get pre-made meals that are done fresh and stuff. Yes, some of that stuff can be expensive as well, but those are the people that have a time issue and choosing still a healthier option and willing to pay a little bit more, even though some of those costs, if you actually take some time and actually look, those costs for pre-made meals are down. But I think a lot of it has to do financial, and the argument that we'll have against our conversation today is it's just cheaper and that's what I can afford. But long-term wise, my argument with everyone is, what are your medical bills going to look like later down the road? Because you're just building a foundation of bad health from the get-go, and you can choose little tiny decisions to costly save your lives in the future.
And that, that's my joke too. I can't remember where I picked it up, but it was you're never going to look like $1 million if you continue to eat off the dollar menu, right? And Jason brings up a good point on, we don't know we do know, but you don't know at the time of what those health complications could be later on down the road if that type of eating becomes that habit. It ends up being that lifestyle, that everyday choice that you end up making. It's, okay, you might be able to maintain your weight, right? If I'm eating just that terrible food, but I happen to keep the calories close to what I need, so I'm not outwardly ill, right? Maybe I'm not morbidly obese, or I'm not, my skin quality hasn't deteriorated too badly yet. That has nothing to do with how disgusting my insides are going to look by that. There's no external signs of clogged arteries. You just find out once you have horrible health complications later on from those. So that's that internal health and external health that we're going to try to sync up with the good nutrition. It's putting a little bit more time and energy into cooking for ourselves. I hear all the time too, I don't have time to cook, or I don't like to cook. And that's just something that we can't afford to keep saying, whether it be we're cooking for ourselves from scratch, or we're using one of these companies that you can coordinate to drop off pre-packaged ingredients that all you have to do is that final step and then the actual cooking process to save a ton of time. But there's options out there. We gotta try to expand our mind and our thinking to assume that we should be able to get healthy foods anytime you're getting food through a window. Chances are it's not going to be very healthy. You got to take a little time, do a little bit more planning, and make sure that we're actually eating the way that's going to make us feel the way we want.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of the financial thing is going to be all over the place with this conversation, because I feel like we're going to have to do 2 episodes eventually on this once we get some comments from everyone listening and watching this, because I can't shop at that grocery store, it's just too expensive. I can't buy those pre-made meals, it's too expensive, so I just do what's convenient. And what you said, it's the cooking and the habit. You have to change habits. If you're used to a certain thing, it's most the habits that I realize that involve bad eating are emotional decisions. And out of all due respect to everyone watching and listening, it's laziness too. I'd rather have that string cheese, one stick there out of that than actually eat an apple. So the emotional decision that you made right there was the wrong choice. You should just grab the apple. You should have the apple at the house. There, a handful of almonds. If you break things down, which we will here in a few minutes, I get a couple examples of how money can actually do and get away from the emotional choices that we make towards our food, and you realize how much money you're actually saving in the long run.
Yeah, and I think this is probably really a backbone of where this whole podcast kind of got the name of health is wealth. This is a major component of that idea being, okay, yes, it might actually have to end up costing us a couple extra bucks each month in our budget. It doesn't have to, and we're going to talk about that again in a minute. But even if it did, even if we do want to treat ourselves a little bit better with, a little bit fancier, clean foods maybe, the amount of money we're probably going to end up saving on medical bills later on down the road is where that wealth is going to be sustained later on. We're going to physically feel better. So we're going to get more life out of our years, along with not having those health complications, or hopefully fewer at least.
And you'll be able to make more money because you'll be healthier more days throughout the year. And longevity just working more, even if you're not making more money.
Man, my afternoon energy is so good after that clean lunch. I got so much more done. Well, guess what? We're also probably billing more then too. So there we go. We're actually becoming more productive, working more efficiently, working pain-free, better energy. And it's all, a lot of those things can tie into just eating a little bit healthier.
Yeah. And that goes into, let's just break down a simple example of what someone that normally doesn't know who we are, doesn't listen to us. If you know someone that needs to listen to this, please share this episode with them. And let's just break it down. If someone goes and gets a family pack at Burger King, 4 Whoppers, 4 large fries, 4 large sodas or pops, whatever you want to call them. We're not going down that episode again. But that's just over $21, almost $22, okay? For the same thing, I got a list, okay, for the average grocery store out there in America, okay? For just under $22, you can get a box of meatless burgers, okay? A pound of 96% lean beef, 10 pounds of potatoes, 1 pound of frozen vegetables, 16 ounces of cashews, a pound of strawberries, a gallon of orange juice, and a bundle of broccoli. Okay.
There we go.
How many days can you eat off that? If you're eating that in one meal, then heck.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm coming over to your place because I'm eating with you.
Yeah, that's a heck of a meal, but that could even be stretched into a couple. And now we're talking, yes, it does take the work to put into preparing it, but you have control over the little extras that are typically thrown in when you're getting this production made food, where those preservatives and all the little extra additives that really rack up either the calories or just unwanted chemicals.
It's going to bring your energy down. If you're doing this on a daily basis, if you have a routine of just stopping by the fast food or even going out to eat, and you're making these emotional decisions after a long, stressful day for whatever reason that is, and you make that bad eating choice, that energy that you're not getting from good natural food is going to bring you down. You're going to make another bad choice. with eating, and then it just leads in and it snowball effects, and that's why we have so many health issues in this um, pandemic right now, because of all the stress, and we just choose emotionally what to eat, not what we need to be doing.
And, another thing I bump into a lot is people's expectation that every meal they eat is supposed to be just the most flavorful, incredibly engaging. Oh my God, the range of flavors and textures were perfect and everything was amazing. And has to be some big glamorous, dish. It's that, no, we need to eat for how it's going to make us feel after we eat and the next day, not just the satisfaction we get while we're chewing it, right?
Yep.
It's not just for the flavor, it's for how it's going to make us feel, look, and actually how our body's going to be burning later on.
Yeah, and bodybuilders tend to get a little heat from just their boring lifestyle that they live when it comes to eating, because they eat the same thing, the same time of the day, the same Sunday. They're meal prepping, and a lot of people don't want to live their life that way, and you don't have to. My thing is a lot of those same people that don't want to do what a bodybuilder does for their eating but they also have a routine when they go to their Netflix series. They watch the same season on Tuesday, the same season on Wednesday, the same season there, but they won't do that with their eating. You can eat an apple every morning. You can eat a salad for every lunch. You can do those things and then enjoy moments while you're getting your health back on track, because the hardest part about eating healthy is doing it long enough where it becomes a habit and a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
That's the hardest part.
And that's how we achieve our goals too. Our goals don't happen in one night, in 1 week, even in 1 month. It takes consistent, consecutive days of work to just slowly chip away. And that nutrition is definitely the same way with building habits, building a taste for some of these foods too. A lot of things that I've got into since I got certified as a strength and conditioning specialist and started in the fitness industry was trying to put a little bit more energy into the things that I eat as well, and a little bit more thought into eating the right stuff. And I found out, man, there's actually a ton of great foods out there that do have great flavor to them, that are very satisfying and enjoyable to eat. I just needed to spend that little bit longer time, looking into them. So whether it's the quick Google search, there really is. There's so much information on the internet,
Ridiculous.
not just our great podcast, of course. Throw it into Google. Hey, what's a healthy, high protein item I can eat?
Yeah.
What's a healthy, carb free option? Just jump on that computer. Most of us are on it most of the day anyway, unfortunately. So take that 5 minutes, get that new item, and just keep trying new things until you find just the right combination of healthy, as convenient as you need it to be, and things that we can find at our local stores that we can prepare ourselves that are just going to keep us on the right track day after day.
And when you find that consistency that we've talked about the past few minutes, that's when you'll see the financial benefits of eating, because changing always ends up being a little bit expensive. People always
it's the trial and error process, right?
That trial and error.
Sometimes we got to trial and error. I got to switch some things up. I got to look at that like an investment.
Yep. So once you actually get through that trial and error process, you actually find the things that you do enjoy that are healthy, and you'll find a routine, and then you actually find how much money you're actually saving, because you're not making emotional decisions all the time. Trust me, I'm the first one. I'm an emotional eater. When I'm having a good day, you can't get me off my diet. But when I'm having a bad moment and stuff, I want a burger, a pizza, those type of things. And most people can relate to that more so than the strict eater all the time. So, but when you actually get those habits away from the emotional decisions and actually go regular, you'll see financial gains in your bank account, and not realize that, man, I just did Uber Eats 7 days in a row because I just didn't feel good and just chose bad things.
And you laid it out perfectly with comparing one family size order at the drive-through to that grocery list where you actually take a couple extra minutes, you walk into that store, you buy all these ingredients. Yes, you also have to invest the time to prepare the food. However, from the items you just laid out, that's at least 2 full meals.
Well,
right?
yeah.
So
Are you drinking a gallon of orange juice in 2 meals?
okay, not even okay.
See?
Yeah,
So
I don't drink orange juice at all. But
yeah,
but that was a good example. A lot of
yeah,
people like that. That's something that lasts a week, even
yeah,
at least if you're in a family of four. So those are those things on. Okay, we're not just talking your daily budget. Because yes, you could argue, okay, well, you just said it was just as expensive. No, no, this is stretching more than just the one day and one meal.
yeah.
We're talking taking your monthly budget. That's usually the best way to cut it out.
Yeah,
is,
someone's eating 10 pounds of potatoes in one meal plus all the other stuff. I
yeah,
don't
you
think
got
so.
more problems than that dollar menu right
Yeah.
there, buddy. That is way too much food.
Jeez Louise.
So when we're spacing this out and you really look at it the month over, okay, so every day for lunch, you go and have your little whatever the heck sandwich or burger or whatever your habit has been
Yep.
from your 40 years at the same job, always having lunch at the same place. Okay, budget that. How much does that end up costing you over the entire month?
Yeah.
And then now crunch out, okay, if I had that budget and we break it into 4 and now every week I go to the grocery store and spend that same amount, I think you're going to be shocked at how much room there actually is in that budget.
Or even those people, you brought up a good point there with the lunch, I'm going to go have the burger. How many times have you been with people day in, day out, and it's like, let's go try this place. Let's go try this place. Oh, well, one day it costs one thing, another day it costs something else. Even if you're trying to eat the same thing,
Yep.
it's always going to be costly different
Yeah.
and stuff. So if you eat from the same place, someone's going to call you boring, but you're eating that same salad from the same place, even if you are going to a restaurant. Guess what ends up happening? Then your budget gets a little bit better because you know that's what you do. That's what Subway got so famous, because that sub is the same. Now we can go into conversations why it's good, why it's bad, but we're comparing to someone that's just eating fried chicken wings
Yeah.
and ice cream and
Yeah.
all this. So better options. Just choose better options.
Just
and
try to
work
choose
it
better
down.
options.
Choose it down.
Your number one component is trying to get the calories under control, cutting back a little bit, trying to get more protein, a little bit less carb in the meal for most of us. Non-professional athletes, we don't need a whole lot of carb anyway. And so it's just trying to dial in these numbers. We don't expect you guys to eat the same exact thing every day. Although some of you do, you know what I mean? It's you get your burger spot, and imagine that you can eat the same hamburger 5 days a week and you don't blink. But so we don't expect you to eat the same salad 5 days a week, but similar things.
But isn't it a funny thing?
Yeah, that is
Isn't
weird,
that
right?
funny? Isn't that funny?
Man,
that
I get my same sandwich. It was my lucky sandwich.
You give me that awesome sandwich. That's
Yeah.
not healthy at all, man.
I've never heard anybody say
that.
it's my lucky salad.
No,
I do have one client that says that. but yeah.
Or an apple, or like, no, it's just.
I don't really. It doesn't do it to me. I don't
that
really.
carrot and hummus.
It doesn't really hold me over. It doesn't really tide me over.
No, that's all in your mind. It's all in your mind.
Or they're so used to eating until you are in food coma, where
that's where the emotional part
the
comes in.
signal for me to stop eating is I'm physically tired.
Yeah.
I've eaten like that a lot. There's going to be holidays where I eat like that again. So I'm not saying I'm perfect for sure. I'm going to do that in the future. 4th of July is coming up, so probably in the near future I'll be eating like that.
Yeah.
But that can't be Monday through Friday. Treat your nutrition the same way we treat our workouts, the same way we treat our job. Monday through Friday, grind it out.
Yeah.
Do the right things, stay focused, sleeping well, eating well, working out well. You're going to get more out of your 9-to-5 job. If you want to have a little bit of fun on the weekends, we did another video like that as well. Make sure you're keeping that psychological balance, right? We don't expect just little zombies in the gym just working 7 days a week. You got to keep a balance. You got to keep it realistic, but we have to get this nutrition under control. It's too easy to look for those terribly cheap options, which really aren't food in the first place. And so we can't keep comparing it to the bottom of the barrel food, which is that 99-cent hamburger. That's nothing.
Yeah, so it's finding those things that you do like. That trial error process is going to be the most expensive when we talk about the financial aspects of eating healthy. That trial and error part is going to get a little pricey for you if you're going to be that picky eater. See, unfortunately, I'm not a picky eater when it comes to plain or flavorness. I don't have a lot of allergy issues, really none. So I can eat. I can be fine with an apple and a handful of almonds and go and just know that's my normal 10 a.m. snack that I'm going to have, or my protein shake or my salad. I know. And then as a professional in this industry, fitness industry and stuff, I just know when to cut my calories back at certain times of the day or how active I've been all week.
Yeah.
So
we'll do another video on nutrient timing. I think that's another really interesting thing on when specifically to eat based around workouts, time of day of the week, all these other things. But the biggest thing is, okay, yes, it will cost a little bit on that trial and error process, but that is the definition of an investment, because the return you will get on that is
your health.
absolutely incredible. And no matter how good you might feel after eating that disgusting, way over the top, unnecessary dessert, that amount of joy will have nothing compared to the joy you will feel the morning you wake up with your weight under control.
See, I've done
and a strong body, and you physically feel good, and you had the energy to get up out of bed, and you didn't have to push yourself up off the bed with your hands, and you could reach down, you could tie your shoes for the first time without having to put your foot up, and all these little things that you had to struggle to do throughout the day before, you can now do because you finally got your nutrition and your weekly calories under control. I promise you that's going to be so much more enjoyable than tearing through that cheesecake.
Yeah, just do a little case study in your head. I've done this over the years with my clients and with my own personal friends and myself as well. It's just a little mental note of the group of people you have around or you work around and stuff. And I promise you, there's a few people in your life right now that eat pretty healthy. Just try to remember the last time you saw them sick. Probably probably not as often as what you're thinking. Not everyone gets sick. Like you said, it's the people that choose the bad eating habits that tend to have a bad immune system and get sick more often.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot more to go in that, but when it comes to just noticing the people around you that eat healthy, you normally say they're active, they are healthy. That means they're working more, they're making more money. They might have to spend a few more dollars a day to eat healthy, but they're making more money because they're never sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point too. And again, this is going to make another awesome video later on. But when we're looking for those more natural foods, they're so much more nutritious. You're getting so many more vitamins and minerals and other helpful things that are going to help boost that immune system, help us avoid being as sick or sick as frequently. Guaranteed. Yeah, that was a great point. We didn't talk about that before, but man, killed it with that one. Absolutely. So we hope you guys take all these into consideration when you're reevaluating that nutrition. It is not more expensive to eat healthy. And especially when you factor in the terrible feeling, the guilt, the emotion, and those future health bills, those health expenses that you're going to inevitably have to deal with. So clean up that nutrition, keep eating well, keep kicking butt in the gym, guys.
And don't forget, a minute on the lips, forever
on the hips. That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching or listening to today's episode. We'd love if you leave a comment down below. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review, like us, share us, and follow all the guests from today's episode. And remember, if it was easy, it'd be damn cheesy.